Welcome to Growth TV. I'm Katie Maloney. I am joined today by our 2025 ACG Legend Award winners, Andy Greenberg of Greenberg Variations Capital and Graham Frazier of PCR Partners. Andy and Graham also founded GF Data, the data business that ACG acquired in 2022, and we're thrilled to have them with us today on Growth TV. Andy and Graham, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on the award.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
So reflecting on GF Data, this business that you built, what would you say is its legacy and its impact on the middle market M&A community? Maybe starting with you, Andy.
I think the greatest impact has been the effect that GF Data has had on exchanges about business valuation. You know, we started this business 20 years ago, and from then until now, there has always been a tendency for deal people in conversation to describe business values at greater than how they're actually being valued. There's no doubt there always are highly valued companies in the middle market, but by getting the data from the financial sponsors and then making it available to them and to deal practitioners, I think GF Data was able to introduce a level of reality to that marketplace.
Mm-hmm. I think it also impacted particularly the sell-side advisor universe out there, people that are dealing with business owners, coaching them about what the value of their business is, and having a realistic third-party arm's length valuation metric that allows them to communicate with the business owner about what their business is really more likely worth than what they've heard at the country club or another scuttlebutt, and coach their expectations in a way that allows a higher likelihood of getting a deal closed.
It's almost leading with facts rather than just sentiment and feelings about how much you feel your business is valued.
Right.
Well, in addition to GF Data, you both have built really impressive careers of your own and founded businesses. So Andy, I'll go back to you on that one to start. Talk about Greenberg Variations Capital, the business you founded, and kind of the impetus for starting that.
Alongside of running GF Data, Graham and I both had day jobs. Mine was always being a sell-side banker. 6 years ago, I started Greenberg Variations Capital because I saw that there was a subset of businesses where the owners didn't want or need a full-blooded auction. They had one buyer in mind, or they had a few buyers in mind. And, I think it was related to the trends GF Data represents because it came about as a result of greater efficiency in the marketplace. And, it's not a majority, but there is a subset of business owners who feel like they can proceed without needing to send out 80 or 100 or 200 bucks. So Greenberg Variations Capital is a boutique firm based in suburban Philadelphia that caters to those business owners.
And Graham, I want to put a similar question to you. Can you talk about PCR Partners, the business you founded, and kind of the gap in the market that was looking to fill?
Sure, thank you. So PCR Partners actually predates the beginning of GF Data. I started the company back in 2001, 2002. GF Data started in 2006, and PCR Partners was called Private Capital Research up until a couple of years ago. We rebranded it to PCR Partners because it's just a little bit easier handle and a little more effective in terms of portraying what we do. But at PCR Partners, we haven't strayed from our original business model. It's to assist buyers, so private equity sponsors, family offices, and other people that acquire lower middle market businesses in sourcing and originating deals from a group of boutique investment bank sell-side advisors. The market is very inefficient in that area, and our clients know that they see tombstones and they hear about deals that close and they think, gee, I would have liked to see that deal. That'd be an interesting deal. And what PCR Partners does is help them see more of the deal flow that they'd like to see that fits their criteria. PCR Partners also co-invests in the deals we do with our clients. And so we align our interests that way. And we have found that we are a little bit more like an independent sponsor in that regard because we generate deal opportunities. We work on the buy side, and then we co-invest in the deals alongside of our clients on a pari-passu basis. And that alignment is really important because it engenders a level of trust with our clients and also with the people that we source our deals from, that understand that the way we operate and the protocols that we use in terms of making sure there's no conflicts of interest, there's no duplication of efforts, et cetera, that is all additive to them and helpful to the sell-side advisors when they have a mandate.
And you're both deal guys. I wonder what the experience was like selling GF Data, the business you founded, to ACG, where all of a sudden you're not the deal professional in that engagement, you're the founders and the owners. What was that like?
Well, I mean, so ACG did approach us, and we had considered at some day selling the business, but weren't in the act of doing that. And they came back a couple of times and tried to make it clear what a good home ACG was for it. And we knew ACG well. ACG helped us leverage our ability to build GF Data because we went to a lot of ACG events, especially longer ago towards when we started the business, when we were meeting with partners from private equity sponsor groups and other potential subscribers. And so when we ended up agreeing to do a transaction with ACG, it was a big decision. And since we're both in the deal business, it wasn't an impossible task, I guess, but you should expand on that too.
It was more good than bad being deal people, now selling our business. We always had an understanding that we needed to run the business, preparing it for sale. So, accounting, tax, financial controls, we kept in good shape. But human nature is human nature. And, getting into the process, even with, very friendly people on the other side, was more of a change in perspective than I thought.
Interesting. Well, and Graham, you touched on this a bit earlier, but I want to end the interview by asking you a little bit about your experience with ACG and the impact that ACG has had on your careers, on GF Data. Any thoughts there?
Well, it's had a big impact. I mean, I think I've been a member of ACG since the late 90s, and it has changed a lot over that time. ACG has changed a lot, and we've grown a lot. But the view that ACG is the center point of the ecosystem is, I think, really true. And it gave us, with GF Data, a chance to interact with people and helped us build our business. And for PCR, it's also been very much of a center point of the relationships that are the critical importance to us in the business. So the relationship part of the business, for me, and I think for Andy too, but is really a critical component of it. It makes it fun. We love the relationships. The people in this business are just gold, and that is ACG is the center point for those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the single thing that I would say to a deal professional toward the beginning of their career, to draw from our experience, is we were road warriors. We loved ACG when we were starting this thing and recruiting private equity firms to contribute data. We would patrol the aisles of Capital Connection. People would see us coming. We would do it over and over again. It helped us a lot that we both had deal flow from our day jobs, and that was part of it. But we're both, a couple of decades in to benefiting from and enjoying those relationships. And even at this, at this point of having sold GF Data, I mean, Graham can speak for itself, but I still enjoy being on the floor, seeing people and hearing what they're up to.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations again on the ACG Legend Award. Andy, Graham, thanks for joining me on GrowthTV.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.